City Church. Empathy is a sin, and husbands should control who wives have contact with. Did you know that Christianity makes you a fucking crazy person? I feel like I've said that before. Empathy is a sin. This is the guy who comes from the religion where a guy named Jesus mentioned a golden rule, which is in the definition of empathy, essentially. Which is, and I'm no fan of religion, my friends. So you know I mean it when I say that I think the golden rule is a decent rule. I think it's decent advice. You should treat others as you would wish them to treat you. That's what empathy is. That's it. So anyway, calling it a sin with crazy fucking eyes, Gray City pastor Josh McPherson. Great. A Christian nationalist.
Empathy almost needs to be struck from the Christian vocabulary.
It does.
Empathy
yes.
is dangerous. Empathy is toxic. Empathy will align you with hell.
Okay. I also agree with this, though. Empathy will align you with hell. According to the Christian ethos, that's for fucking sure. Because empathy means that you have to support people that have lifestyles that you wouldn't live, like gay people. Yes, I agree that empathy will lead you to hell in the Christian ethos. Which is not what a Christian wants me to tell them, I think. But don't you worry about it. God isn't real, so that's okay. Do they want me to say that too? Probably not. Listen to this. Empathy is bad. Christian men.
Absolutely.
Sympathy, compassion,
There you go.
yes. Empathy, deadly and dangerous. And this will be controversial. Women are especially vulnerable to this.
He's a sexist? Well, gosh darn it, I can't believe it. That's just so surprising. A sexist Christian man who is a nationalist and who thinks empathy is bad. I, for one, think this Christianity thing sounds pretty nice. This doesn't sound fucking miserable at all, huh? No empathy.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Fucking worm brains.
Churches, women will have empathy for the sinner. They'll have empathy for the rebel. They'll have empathy for the toxic sick person who's gossiping and slandering and being bullied by the spiritual authority of the church. And
Bullied by the spiritual authority of the church? What the fuck? So have you stopped beating your wife lately, McPherson? No, he is not.
And in their empathy, they'll align with those who are misaligned with God.
I'm not a Christian. I think you're all fucking stupid. I'm pretty confident that Jesus was like, love the sinner, you know? Pretty sure he's like, hey, you should fucking be nice to these people. You should fucking guide sinners into non-sin. And now, while I disagree that that's true, I do think that the idea of sin is supposed to be that, like, the concept of sin is essentially like, that's a bad social aspect thing to do. You shouldn't do that bad social thing. And of course, they, extended it to also God worship stuff. But like, at the end of the day, just try not to be a dick to people. But instead, you're advocating for the exact opposite. Be a dick. Be a huge dick to people all the time, even though you have a tiny one, a thin one.
One of the patterns that we've seen in 25 years of church ministry, the most divisive households are those households where there is a loud, aggressive, Jezebel spirit wife.
Jezebel spirit wife. A loud, aggressive Jezebel spirit wife. One that's like, hey, by the way, I don't like the experience of sexism and patriarchy. It's not working for me. I'm unhappy in this structure. And then the man is like, that's the Jezebel spirit. I don't want to get greedy or anything, but any Jezebel spirits in chat? I see baby has already, that was the case already. But, look, I'm fine with a Jezebel spirit or two. Look, I'm happy with that.
Paired with a weak, passive Ahab beta male.
Yeah.
An Ahab beta male. You cannot look like this and call other men beta males. I refuse to allow it vetoed. You are not allowed to utter beta. Shut the fuck up. This is hilarious. Actual fucking loser, dude. Holy shit. The beta males? A real man disagrees with his wife and never listens to her concerns. A real divorced man, that's for sure. I hate my wife. That's sick, man. Anyway, I like mine. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Not ungodly for a man to speak into who his wife is friends with.
Yes. Absolutely.
It's not ungodly to control your wife's relationships. Listen to these fucking weirdos, man. It's not ungodly to be a controlling freak. You should be divorced immediately and probably also put into therapy. Is there a Jezebel-spirited woman tired of religious losers? Your local gnome is taking applications for friendship, where we will laugh at these dudes with you. Aw, Gnome Pickles is asking for platonic relationships. Did homeless outreach with the local church? Pretty sure I'm godlier than these weirdos. I'm the gay atheist. Yeah. Local churches are really bad at doing homeless outreach, typically. At least it's something, but it's like, they have some, depending on where you're at, they can have some really weird fucking standards for who they allow in and the conduct that they have to have while they're there.
Who she can hang out with.
Who she's following.
Who she listens to.
Yeah.
Who she listens to? Like, okay, so now we're getting to like, also, just like a parent with a child, we have to make sure that my wife's laptop time is under parental supervision so she doesn't get onto parts of the internet that radicalize her against me. Sounds like a real strong man. How about you just be a good husband and your marriage will last the test of time, I assure you that. Be a quality husband. Yeah, just abuser 101. Oh yeah, I mean, this guy is abjectly a bad person. Like, this is a sick fucking individual that doesn't deserve to have any sort of relationships with people. If he has a wife, she is abused.
Because
yeah, he has a ring on that. That is an abused woman right there. That's disgusting. I mean, you should probably check on the kids too.
A husband and wife have to be united. Yeah. Now, I'm not chasing Sharon around.
A man and woman have to be united? So why doesn't she fucking keep you from certain relationships?
Policing her friends because my wife is godly and she wants nothing.
But if she wasn't, I would be all over that shit.
To do with the ungodly.
Yeah. Right.
But my wife is godly and has nothing to do with the ungodly. I guarantee you she fucking hates your guts. I guarantee his wife is relieved when he's gone.
But I'm telling you, women can be vulnerable to friendships and history and whatever.
To friendships and history. To reality. They're vulnerable to feeling feelings for people that are valid human beings. Tough.
And it's a husband's job to go, babe, let's stay on the same page here. We don't participate in, spread, have ears for gossip or slander, and that person regularly does that.
Came time. That person regularly does that. Jesus Christ. Jesus fucking Christ, dude. There's a lot of Christian stuff happening in this. The Jezebel spirit. Yeah, what a fucking idiot, dude. This guy deserves to get shit on regularly. Can't listen to history. It's scary.
I hope you have a
Profiling phase. Gifting one to Jezebel spirit. Let's fucking go. I hope that person shows up to chat. That would be awesome. Guess we got to throw away that 2,000-year-old history, but maybe we should. Can't listen to no history, though.